This video is all about how to level up your life in 2025. First, a quote from Henry David Thoreau. He said that most men lead lives of quiet desperation. If you're here, then your life is probably not going the way that you want it to. Perhaps you reached a breaking point or a midlife crisis and you're looking for any motivation, tools, or strategies to make 2025 your year to shine. Now, before I show you how to level up your life in 2025, there's an important question that you need to be asked first. What makes today different? I mean it. What makes today different? Why did you decide that you need to do better for this new year? What have you been neglecting in your life that made you finally say, yes, today is the day to take action? Take a moment to think about it. Is there anything special about this time? Is it enough to keep you motivated for the long term to helping you finally break free from the limitations of your life? If the answer is a yes, keep watching. But if the answer is a no, stop the video right now, because if it isn't a resounding yes, then I'm afraid nothing will change for you in 2025. I say it again, nothing will change for you in 2025. Why can I say this? It's really simple. I've been in your shoes. For a long time, every year, as the end of the year approaches, I will start to plan the next year. But I ran into a problem. Every year when I set up my New Year's goals, I couldn't stay consistent enough to see my goals achieved. You see, at first, I would really be excited for all the plans for the new year. But as soon as I was required to take action on my goals, I didn't do it. Now, I would start, but I couldn't finish. You see, if you haven't gotten to the place where enough is enough, when things get hard, you will falter, because I did, and many of the greats before us also did. You see, I realized that the most challenging part about building your life is keeping your motivation maintained over a long period of time. When the emotions that got you started are no longer there, when the dreaded word of I don't feel like it stops you in your tracks of not taking action, how do you start to take control? How do you make sure that this next year doesn't end up like last year? Now, it's simple, but not really easy. If you can master this one skill, then truly the world will be yours. This skill was taught to only be given to the few chosen ones, but I think everybody has it in them. It's called the power of concentrated focus. If you've been living in the 21st century, then you got to realize that people's attention span are becoming shorter and shorter. Most of us get lost in doom scrolling. If you're like me, then you're never really able to focus for too long on a particular subject. We get easily bored in a world filled with entertainment and distraction. Now, it's so important to understand that the power of concentrated focus is important for 2025. Picture this. Picture that you started a year with a plan and you're excited to tackle you say new year, new me, but as soon as you start to take action, you get distracted because something has caught your attention. It could be the TV, could be a football game, could be anything. It could be a family emergency, it could be a sickness, or maybe you even lost your job. Something seems to get in the way. No matter what it is, the thing that throws your whole plan out, no matter what it is, that thing throws your whole plan out the window. Now, you know that you still want to achieve your goals and your aspirations, but as time goes on, you just forget about them. You forget until something reminds you that you have not been on your P's and Q's. And you know that you're not doing the things that would move the needle towards the future that you want. So how do we break out of this loop and finally keep this year focused? Well, there's 4 main steps that I noticed that will keep you focused for this year. Like I said, it's the power of concentration, but how do you get that power of concentration? Step 1, you need to become absolutely clear. Every day, you must remind yourself what you're working towards. You must remind yourself what action and tactics will actually move the needle forward. Too many times, we simply just forget. If you're like most people, which I'm sure you are, you can be forgetful. So what do you do when you forget the motivations, your dreams, and the things that you need to do in order to move the needle forward? Something that I like to do, and I believe that every individual should do, is journal. Every day, I remind myself what I'm working towards for my life. If you keep the problem top of mind, you have no choice to look for those solutions towards the problem. Here's the problem for most people. The problem isn't keeping focus on the thing they want. The problem that most people run into is as they start to take action, they realize, wow, This is hard. They give up and they make excuses. They can come up with a million reasons why they can't move forward. Guys, the only person that you are fooling is yourself and no one else. In this world, you can either have reasons or results, and reasons do not matter. Only results. If results are the only thing that matter, then you must move on to step 2. Once you get clarity on the thing that you want to accomplish, you must put in a plan to achieve that goal. Now, depending on the thing that you want to achieve, it may require a lot of intention or maybe a little bit. For example, one of the habits that I wanted to stop in my life was nail biting. Once I put my intention to it, it wasn't that difficult to break the habit. But on the other hand, when I was starting my coaching company, there were so many things that were required of me as a coach in order to be successful. Depending on what you choose to focus on, your plan may not be complete, and that's completely okay, because the thing is, people don't realize that in order for you to achieve success in any endeavor, you must be willing to fail. You see, failure is not an overnight event. Neither is success. People like to believe that when someone becomes successful, it's because they were lucky. But what people don't see is the hours of dedication, training, and trial and error which led up to those successes. I believe that anyone can be a genius in a zone that they decide to commit fully to. The problem is that most people don't have the ability to concentrate on things for long periods of time in order to see the actual results. They fail once or twice and they throw it up their hands and say, oh, that's it. That didn't work for me. And it probably doesn't help that your family and friends don't believe in you either. The problem isn't the plan or the clarity on what you want. It's your lack of emotional resilience to push past adversity when things get hard, which leads me to step 3. You must build emotional resilience. This is honestly the most important step of them all. Think about it. If internally you feel like you're not up to the task, what is to stop you from quitting or moving past the resilience that is sure to come, or any endeavor that you choose to tackle, You see, for a long time, I wanted to do new things and learn new habits, but I had a problem. Internally, I felt like I wasn't good enough to do these things. Even though I was clear on what I wanted and I had a plan to go after the things, I couldn't get past my inner voice telling me that I'm not good enough or it's not going to work. I realized I had to change myself in order to start to take on these new challenges. I needed courage. You see, the fear of what if would not let me take action. It wasn't till I happened to hear a story about the difference between a hero and a coward. You see, the difference between a hero and a coward, there really is no difference between the two. They both feel fear. The only difference between them is the hero takes action regardless of how they feel. What I realized was that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the awareness of something bigger. Instead of focusing on what if, I focus on why I want these things. So even feeling the fear, I did it anyways. I say this all to you that you can consume all the tools and strategies you want, but if you're not the person who can overcome the emotional moment, you will not be able to move forward. And the only way to overcome the emotional moment is, I believe, that you must focus on something greater than your fears. You must focus on a vision that you can anchor into your heart. You must have a no matter what attitude, which leads me to step 4. Decide that today is the day that you start. Don't wait till next year to get started. The version of you in 2025 isn't in the future, it's right now at this moment. It's you deciding to make a decision at this moment because today is different. Remember how I mentioned earlier what makes today different? It's whatever reason you decide to give where you finally come to and say enough is enough. Regardless of the circumstances, the people, the events that went through my life, I am willing to leave this version of me behind in order to become the version of me that's killing it in 2025. And if you reach that point in your life or you need help getting there, I want to take a moment to invite you to a free coaching session to get started in 2025. But if you're not ready, that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. And so I encourage you to continue to stay tuned for more videos coming on the way at the Gentleman's Corner to help you become a proper gentleman. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more. It helps us at the Gentleman's Corner refine our process to make sure that we are always aligned with you in mind. On that note, be blessed and highly favored, and I'll see you in the next video.